What?
Dum 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 dum. Oh my God! They must be talking about the 18th today.
I know. Do me a favor, and my ringer's on right now. Give me a call if you can.
You want me to call you? Oh God, this is going to be okay. I'm scared as to what's going to happen, but here we go. Calling now. Yep.
Nice.
God, that's great. Is that my ring specifically?
No, that's everybody's ring. I decided to invest.
Okay, cool. I don't feel special anymore.
$29 into getting a Magnum PI ringtone. Kelly inspired me. She goes, "Why don't you just make it your ringtone if you like it so much?" I don't think she wanted me to actually do it, but I did. So there's that.
Oh my God!
Never get tired of that song. It's one of the best themes ever.
Oh, dude, that and like Knight Rider music. I'm sorry, but the Knight Rider music was on point, son.
Baywatch. David Hasselhoff, I mean, his musical career is just unparalleled.
I know that you're making fun of it, but that's actually a good song.
I know. Well, I'm too behind making fun of both of you. I think the next two you mentioned are way below the first one for quality sound.
Are we?
Which one?
Do you want to put us on the screen? Because right now it's just that wonderful picture.
Baywatch and Knight
Rider. Let's go ahead and we'll get the party started. Let's go ahead and go.
I feel like we should.
We've got people patiently waiting. All right.
Frank Lock.
It's time for Biscuits and Gravy, talk movies and other stuff. Starring Chad Fishburne as Biscuits and Anthony Russo as Gravy. Look at that mustache. We brought our friends along. Matt Troyer is our beer expert. And last but not least, the man, the myth, the legend, our fashionista, Ken Paul Smith. Ladies and gents, enjoy the show. And if you don't, you can suck it.
I feel like that's a fair statement. If you don't like it, you can suck it. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for Biscuits and Gravy, talk movies and other stuff. We've got somebody's back in the I'm just going straight to him. This is a special episode. Why? Because it's the return of Chad. Chad Fishburne, what's going on?
What's up, brother? It is good to be back. I know that you guys have been emailing, you've been texting. You're like, I'm never going to watch again unless Chad comes back. I'm just kidding. Nobody has said that, but I've still missed you. It's nice to be back, especially with my buddies. We're missing Matt, but Ken Paul and Anthony, you guys are beautiful, you're gorgeous, and you're multi-talented.
Fun fact, it's not just Ken Paul and Anthony. I'm going to bring on another special guest we got in the house.
Woo!
What up?
Curtis is hashtag making you diverse. I like
Find
it.
the way. Can't find the right way.
What up, bro?
Good to see you, brother.
I'm coming down like this. Just fist up like that. Bite. There it is. Yes, sir.
Kenny, what's going on in your world?
I have my first visit with people. I had a social distance 4-person holiday on Monday, and it was like going across the world to the biggest party ever. It was almost so much interaction I couldn't take it. It was great. Really nice. We actually kept our distance and had a great barbecue. It was nice to leave the house. In the meantime, I'm pretending it's beginning of summer like I'm doing here with a favorite new Massimo Dutti shirt from New York that has not gone out in public yet. But I'm wearing it for you guys because it's summery and we'll get out sometime. Chicago's day.
Show us the full, since you're the fashionista, show us the whole look there, Ken Paul.
I've gone full casual summer because it is a Massimo Dutti dress shirt and French Terry J. Crew shorts to stay cool. It's hot in here. It's hot in the house without central air.
You have boob sweat right now. Why is it so hot in your apartment? Can you give central air?
I'll send you the graphs for the 1922 building and tell me where the central air is going to go. Can't happen. Can't be done. Now I've got AC in all the windows, but if you get away from it, it just gets warm.
Oh, fascinating.
I see you, Curtis, Mama Bear. Mama Bear says that she missed me.
Mama Russo's got a question for you, Kenny. Did you wear a mask when you were out?
I wore a mask to there, but when we sat down around the picnic area, we did not. We all kept our distance because they've gone nowhere the whole time. I've gone nowhere. So we thought 6 foot distance together was going to be all right.
Well, it seems like it's time to check in with Curtis because Frank said so. Troyer's dead to me. Curtis is my new virtual crush.
Oh, yeah.
Frank
Too
the Tank. Doing well.
Where are you, Curtis? What are you doing? What do you got going on?
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm in Atlanta, chilling, catching up on some actual movies that I rewatched again. So I'm actually very excited to jump in today. But other than that, man, just working, and enjoying not the outside because it's raining. Hey, Brandy Wilson Edwards, one of my favorites from Dallas. She is a upcoming motivational speaker. She's fantastic. Hope maybe I'll get her on the show one time. Maybe not for movies, maybe for something a little bit more serious.
Curtis, I wanted to welcome you to the Gray in the Beard Club. It's looking kind of sexy.
Oh yeah. I do this on purpose so I can look like I'm older. Otherwise, I look like
you
a
got
baby.
that Idris Elba thing going on.
If I shave,
There's the BS bell going off.
All right, let's go ahead and start with some movie trivia. We're going to be doing $5 Venmos from hashtag BetheChange. It's trivia time. You're going to put your answer in the box as fast as possible. We're not doing any kind of specific movies today. All we're going to do is talk about what we're watching, what we've been watching, what we're planning on watching, and we're going to figure out what we're going to do on Friday night for our show. We might have a special guest. The doctor might be in the building, Frank Lockwood, which would be fantastic. So maybe we'll be able to get that going. The ladies love him for his fashion sense and his doctoral ability. But, I mean, his heart is taken with his husband and his side piece, Matt Troyer, and now Curtis Harkness. That's a whole harem of dudes.
Busy
Hashtag
Busy man.
Dudes.
All right, good-looking dudes. Why am I wearing shades? I don't know, because I just feel like it. Mom, thanks a lot.
Yeah, call them out, Mom.
Yeah, what are you in Boys to Men? Take them off.
Nah, he's 98 degrees. Get the hat back.
That makes more sense.
Here's it.
Actually,
Right.
Ken's boobs are 98 degrees, but,
they might be over 100 right now.
I love when it says Hundy. All right. Chad, you're going to start out the first trivia question for this, what is now looking to be a dude parade. So we're going to go ahead and get started. First person to put the answer in the box is winning $5 from hashtag BetheChange. And again, you can't just say, keep it. I don't want it. Give it to whatever charity. This is for you. Our BetheChange is to take that $5. If you don't want it, give it to somebody, change their day. Something little can actually make a huge difference. Take action. All right, ladies and gentlemen, trivia question number 1. Chadwick, go for it.
Here we go, my friends. All right. In The 40-Year-Old Virgin, in the waxing scene, Steve Carell's character yells out a singer's name. Name that singer.
I'm going to win.
Not initials, full
I need
name.
some money. They haven't gave me another stimulus yet. I need some money, Anthony. Let me answer.
You can't answer, Curtis.
I can't even look it up. It tells me I'm not in the system, so I'm not getting mine. Oh, that was so close.
Yeah, they
There
are.
it is.
Kelly wants. Oh,
I love it, Kelly.
Oh, Jordan
Wow.
sniped the sister. Jordan got Jessica by a hair. Oh, that is classic right there.
Frank
If you
had it,
didn't
but
really-
Frank had a typo. Frank had a
no,
typo.
either that, or technically she does currently look like Jelly Clarkson.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not laughing at that. That's not nice, Chad.
I'm sorry,
Do we
what?
count that as no, he corrected it. He should have just gone with it. But the fact that he corrected it, he was actually behind Jordan. Jordan got it. Sorry,
Right.
Frank. You're out on that one.
Yeah, we can tell that you
Jack-
knew the right answer, but
I think
That's
it's funny that
Jordan.
she's on an insurance commercial right now and a guest appearance asking to eat a strange couple's food. I don't know if that's funny.
oh my god,
What is he talking about? I don't know. I entered that halfway
Don't worry
through.
about it. We're
How's
eating
this
it. Don't worry about it.
Kelly Clarkson reference. I'm segueing.
Got it. What does it sound like? The line from the movie, Chad. You got it. Let's pretend
does
like
it
I just
sound-
ripped something off your chest.
Kelly Clarkson.
There it is.
That's good. Jordan, that's funny. So Jordan, funny story, is from Dallas, Texas. and she is either dating or engaged to a guy that went to my art school in Milwaukee, a school of 600 students. He ended up going there 10 years after I did, and we were friends in Dallas before then. And all of a sudden, she's like, "Hey, I'm dating a guy." I think that's classic. It's small world. Anyways, Jordan, you beat your sister by about 0.3 of a second.
Yeah, that works.
They are sisters.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes. I mean, Hartzell is not the most common name in the world.
No. Neither is
No.
Harkness.
No,
I do kind of want to call her Jelly Clarkson from now on, though.
Jelly. Jelly Clarkson. All right, we are gonna do a couple more trivia questions in a minute. Let's go ahead and talk about what we're watching. Curtis, I don't know how long we've got you, so go ahead. What have you been watching?
I was watching Chicago PD. I kind of felt inspired, because
you just made my mom swoon right now. Go ahead.
Oh,
and Ken Paul.
Yeah, I mean, Chicago PD is really good. They hit some hard hitting stories. Also, I kind of went back and restarted watching Avatar, the first Airbender, because it was trending on Netflix like really hot. Love that. Actually, fun fact: when the movie premiered, I was in college and I shaved my head in the shape of an arrow down my head, all the way down to look like the Avatar. Dang. So I am 100% down with the Avatar: The Last Airbender.
Anthony does that with his chest hair. He has an arrow pointing down. I'll let you guys fill in that blank. That's why he does that.
I don't want to feel
You have
any blank.
ponytail sex with somebody else with long hair like this.
Yep. Look, Mama Russo. But yeah, so Chicago PD is my big one. I caught up on it, so I'm kind of going back on that Avatar. But there's a few other movies in there. I did watch Clueless again. That was actually pretty good. So,
is Hank Voight the character's name?
Yes.
Who's she talking about? Is
Yes,
that
Hank
Jason
Voight's
Begay?
the main guy. Yeah,
Hank Voight.
That's Jason
Hank
Begay.
Voight. So,
that's Jason Begg. Yeah.
No, Hank Voight. That's who it is.
Fun
That's who it
fact, Chicago this year, I was at RPM Seafood with Kelly on our Valentine's Day date. And I just got off the phone with my mom, and she had literally just cut us off because she had to leave from commercial to watch Chicago PD. And they're sitting across from us as I see one guy. I'm like, why does that young guy look so familiar? And I realized it was the whole male cast of Chicago PD sitting right there. And I got a selfie with Hank Voight. I was like, I feel really bad to do this. I would never do this. My mom's a huge fan of the show. Can I? And he's like, yeah, real quick. And he like popped. It's like blurry, whatever it is. But I got a quick selfie, which was my second favorite thing about my Valentine's Day dinner.
There you go. Good job there. Good job.
Good,
What was the
good
first?
answer?
It was the Seafood Tower was number one. I'm not gonna lie.
Ah,
No.
Yeah.
Is
Is the Seafood Tower another name for your junk?
No. The Seafood Tower was even Kelly gets it. The oysters were legit.
How does she get her hair like that? I just need that. I'm trying to do that in quarantine.
I don't know. Her hair is something special. She still
It's on
wants
point.
to change it. I don't know why, but anyways. All right. So you've been watching that. Let's see. I have been watching. Last night was the first time I saw it all the way through. I thought I've seen it before, but I have not. I watched The Shining all the way through for the first time.
Ew,
I thought
Red Rum.
the
Red Rum's
major
in the
motion
deal.
picture, not the TV, the original.
Oh yeah, the original. And I mean, I've seen all. I thought I had seen it, but I had not seen it all the way through. And it's pretty amazing. And God, he's creepy, Nicholson. So
Apparently, the least loyal to the book, even though it was the most successful. And Stephen King loved it, but they took more.
most what?
They took more away from the book than that. The TV one was supposedly more true to life, but the mistakes they made in the original one made it scarier. It was amazing.
Yeah.
Great performance.
Apparently, Stephen King. We did some research last night. Did not like the rendition done by Stanley Kubrick. He thought it was. What did he say? It was like an engine. It was like a car without an engine. A really fancy car without an engine.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm. I loved it though. I thought it was pretty good. Interesting movie. I did my. If it caused me to go afterwards and like check out stuff, like like endings and why it was a certain way, and then it did its job. Also watched Gladiator. Took it 2 times because Kelly slept a few times through it. Gladiator. She had never seen Gladiator. Of course, great movie.
Oh,
Curtis, I believe you were a star in that movie.
No, actually, I did that in marching band freshman year, high school.
Did what? Gladiator?
Yeah, Gladiator was our show for
Medley.
marching band.
Nice. You were in
Yeah.
Spartan costumes. And then lastly, has anybody else seen the movie Waco?
nope.
Texas?
What
The
is it?
miniseries Waco? The
No.
one about David Koresh?
Well, I mean,
Okay,
we know,
so
about what.
So
you know,
all of us
Waco,
were
but
alive
we haven't
during
seen
that
it.
time. All of us were alive during that time. So the movie came out, or this miniseries came out in 2018. It just went to Netflix like a week and a half ago, so it gained new traction. Jessica, she was entertained. She just is not good at nighttime movies.
It's a line from the movie, you dork.
I know. Are you not entertained? I get it. She was being funny as well.
I thought that was
She
Jay-Z. I thought that was Jay-Z's hip hop song.
Jessica, good joke. Good joke, Jessica. Thank you.
I thought it was a good joke too. I was just answering. God,
You didn't give credit. You didn't give credit for the joke. You just responded as if it was a normal question. You have to give credit for the joke.
Oh God.
She was quoting Jay-Z's Black album. What?
It was the return of Chad. Anyways.
Now, some producers can bring the guest back in the same spot. Maybe you can't.
Ooh.
All right, so I am going to strongly suggest I'm going to go to Waco. Ken, you got to watch Waco. Curtis, you're a little younger than I am. Jessica missed you, Chad.
Watch it. Running it down.
I don't know how much you remember. When you guys think of Waco and David Koresh, what do you think of that whole situation? What do you remember out of what you were told?
I remember that I was getting ready to go on a vacation to his ranch, and then I was like, something feels off. I'm going to cancel this. And so, like, the Airbnb, they were kind of dicks about it, but I was able to get out of that.
Airbnb back then?
No, there wasn't. I made that up.
You just
Yep.
anything with Airbnb, Uber, Twitter, Facebook, crap. It's anything. It's right.
You
now.
just dated yourself.
I remember from the news. I remember it being one of the first times we had an insight into how big and how hidden some of these bigger cults and completely closed down lifestyles. And half the children were probably his, and they had enough munitions to match the UP of Michigan.
So that was actually, and I, above and beyond just watching the movie, I did the research and the post. They did not have that many weapons. They were not that out. Their big illegal infractions were illegal guns, but I think the total for the whole compound was under 100. They were using them to fund some stuff. They were selling them at legal gun shows. He was a polygamist, which is wrong, against the law. And he was married to underage women at the time, which is obviously a huge infraction, very, very serious. But they went in there saying essentially they were preparing it for warfare, and that's factually incorrect. So it's actually kind of interesting to learn. So it's six episodes, and you actually look at it. It's from the basis of survivors, and then you can actually look at the FBI negotiator. It was the biggest botch job in ATF, FBI seeming history. Like if you look at a travesty done to a bunch of religious people, it's as grand as it gets. So I would say I literally watched all but one episode. I would have watched all 6 the first night I watched it because it was fascinating. And to fact check it based on everything that's been written and news articles all the way up until 2000 and then rewritten again, what we know from that event is bullshit. So I'm going to suggest you watch Waco.
So if I watch it, will I feel differently about polygamy, statutory rape, and child pornography? Because it sounds like he was guilty of 2 of those.
No, you won't feel the same. I mean, there's no child pornography, and he was actually going by Texas law, which is effed up as much as humanly possible because it was with parental consent at the time. It's super stupid.
So he was married underage with consent.
Texas.
Correct.
Oh
But
yes.
also people brainwashed in the cult that consented.
Texas.
Yes, they were
Frank would
brainwashed.
like to have a Jim J. Bullock from
Their
the block.
freedoms are removed from me a little bit when you're in the cult.
I get it.
I'll watch it though.
Yeah, they were seemingly very peaceful people. There was some things going wrong there. He was kind of an asshole, but he also had this religious belief, and people followed him. And it was teeter-tottering on, was it a cult or was it just a bunch of people that were peacefully living in a different mentality? It's interesting to watch because the way that we remember it was, oh my God, these people are trying to kill everybody. Also, the whole fact that people that they killed themselves, they did not. Like, the only people that found that they did not was the justice system with the FBI in the end, when everybody else is saying there's no chance in hell they killed themselves. They were trapped and gassed. It was pretty horrid. So, see, and Mom would say she's not a big fan of this either. Obviously, he needs to be arrested for having sex with underage women. That was the infraction there, and it was taken. It's different than we remember. That's all I can say. So I'll be done with Waco. That's what I'm watching. I watched Waco, Gladiator, that, and of course the Daily Magnum PI, because why the F not? Oh, and In Living Color. Still boggles my mind how phenomenal that is. There's a bit In Living Color.
I don't like that show.
You're kidding me. So
I like the black and white version.
Wait, what? Wait, did you just say you don't like In Living Color? What the hell is going on? Why not?
Why do I need to like it?
The part with what is Curtis gonna like it? The part with
I have to tell you one of the reasons why you should like it. I should get in trouble and tell you. There's more than one black star in the fucking show. You're supposed to like it.
No, I mean, like, I'm approaching it from a non-racial standpoint whatsoever. I'm talking to, like, Damon Wayans, Tommy Davidson, Keenan Ivory Wayans. You don't like any of these people?
I said I like the black and white version because it's not in color. Oh my gosh!
It's a joke.
Sorry.
He's in California. It's tough.
No, okay. No, I mean, if you got to explain the joke, that means it's not that funny. That's all I'm saying.
There's a bit that I totally, Sean, everybody that thinks Chris doesn't like In Living Color, he's kidding, for God's sakes.
Gosh, just because I picked Clueless over, what was the other movie you picked?
Any other movie.
Any other movie.
No, it's mainly because you're eating a snack and nobody can understand you, asshole.
Yeah, he misquoted.
Ratings go up, Chad. It's proven fact. Ratings go up.
He's like, what's his face? Okay, so here's the deal. Do you remember the skit? And I don't remember this because it's in the later years. Do you remember the Jamie Foxx bit where they would do the game show of the Your Mama jokes?
Oh gosh,
I don't remember that one. It's been on 2 days in a row, and they're legitimately. I think it's shot completely off the cuff because they're laughing at each other. It's like, your mama too fat. Your mama too stupid. You're all these different things. The last one, it actually did a final Jeopardy contest. They brought out Al Bundy, and they legit went toe to toe. And I think they were just judging who won live on the spot. It was fantastic.
Could be.
Well, you know, MTV copied that, made their own show.
What's it called?
Yo Mama.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's an old show.
No, I didn't know.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anyways, all right. Let's see. Chad, it's been a while since we had you. What are you watching?
Dude, we've been watching Netflix, Last Kingdom. So if you like period pieces and you like, the whole story, I think we talked about this one another time, but we've finished it now. It's like all 4 seasons, which is what's currently available. So it's about the English versus the Danes, that whole chestnut, and about how the lead is kind of stuck in both worlds in between because he was born in England but raised by the Danes, that whole chestnut. It's actually pretty cool. Love that. And has anybody been watching Songland on NBC? Anybody?
I have not.
The reason why I ask is because some of my favorite artists were just on there for the last episode. Boys to Men. We'll call back to the 90s. Boys to Men was on there, and they were looking for some new music. So the way the show works is writers pitch their songs and sing their songs to artists who are looking for new music for their next album, it's a brilliant show. So you get to not only hear cool music, but you actually get to see the creative process and how they actually have jam sessions to change the song to fit the artist, which is pretty amazing, actually. So it's quite cool. I love that show. Stacy and I have been watching. I didn't even know that my wife was such a big Boys to Men fan. I had to learn that through this show, which is crazy because I used to do that. Was one of the first CDs Yes, he said CDs that I ever bought. It was that and Aerosmith. Those were the first two that I ever purchased that went in my ride, my 1992 Chevy Cavalier Z24.
Oh my!
You had a Chevy Cavalier.
That's
Every girl.
an aftermarket CD player. That was
It was. It
You
was.
had a cassette player that came with that thing.
I'm pretty sure you're right, dude. I think I got like a Alpine or something like. It was either Alpine or Pioneer. I don't remember, but it was. Yeah, you're right. It was. It was.
The big crime was the lettering Z24 being on a Cavalier. That was a crime.
Yep.
That was very Cavalier of them.
Oh no! I will not delete. God dang it! Frank says that he is Uhtred, son of Uhtred, so he's been watching himself some Last Kingdom, son. Absolutely.
Guess what time, Chad?
I think I have another question. Are you guys ready?
It's trivia time. All right, this is going to be a $5 trivia for the first person to answer this question from hashtag BetheChange. Going through different thoughts in my head on which question I'm going to go with. I think I'm going to go with a Leonardo DiCaprio question, and it is number based. So, first person in front of the box gets $5 from hashtag BetheChange. As I said before, you can't back and say donate it. You got to do something with it. It's about spreading love and positivity. So, how many times was actor Leonardo DiCaprio nominated for an Oscar before finally winning Best Actor in 2016? How many? How many times? So this could be a fun guessing game, or you could look it up. First person to answer the question.
Was it like Susan Lucci? Was it like 16 times?
What's that?
Was it like Susan Lucci? Was it 16 times?
Correct.
See, I love that Ken's the only one that got that. When everybody else is like, "Who's Susan Lucci?" That's great.
I know who Susan Lucci is. Frank had a question about your car.
Frank says 3.
Frank, incorrect.
Uh-oh.
No ring the bell.
Oh,
3 before the win.
Baby.
Artsel, 7 is incorrect.
Golly,
Jordan.
Google it.
Google it, people.
Michael Google. Ask Michael
Google.
Yes.
6, 3. Numbers are coming in.
Oh, I just
Jordan.
saw that from. What she got?
Ding, ding. And again, she beats her sister by a split second. That is unfortunate. Jessica no longer able to pay the electricity bill. Should have not told Jordan what the show was.
Can't tell her nothing.
Jessica, I missed you too. Jessica said she missed me earlier. I missed you too.
Oh, that's nice.
That was nice. I think it was Jessica. If it wasn't, I apologize. I feel like it was Jessica though.
Apparently, Mom stopped paying attention because you weren't doing any voices, Chad. So you got to do something.
Okay.
All right. Okay. So we've got 2 questions down. If any of our other co-hosts have a thought or a question, we can do that one later. I do want to talk before we go to our final movie. Actually, let's do Ken. Ken, final movie review. What have you been watching? What have you been
what have I been watching? I have gotten deep into the episodes of Dead to Me. I can highly recommend it. Highly recommend it on Netflix. Really, really fun. Good bit of drama. Very unbelievable twist, but they make you follow it, and the characterizations are great. Christina Applegate is still fantastic. She's been fantastic at every stage of her career. This is a really good series, worth it. And I'll throw 2 out there to remember for a top comedy series, and it's not current, but it's not that old. If you did not do Schitt's Creek, do it. You will sit alone and cry laughing, and you want a drama, go get Peaky Blinders and burn through all those.
Peaky.
Great.
Nice. I watched
Cillian
the first
Murphy?
season of Schitt's Creek. I never watched any more of that. Have you guys watched Schitt's Creek at all?
It's amazing.
A little bit.
It was actually pretty funny. I was very hesitant at first, but it was actually very funny.
What's good about it is, as long as you watch the first 6 episodes, you can kind of you can watch any episode and you're not out of the loop. You're good. You could it's still funny either way. As long as you get a little bit of character building and who's who, you're good to go after a few episodes.
We tried to watch Battlestar Galactica as well, and honestly, everybody thinks it's the best show ever. If you're a sci-fi fan, we tried a couple episodes and it was mediocre at best. Yeah. I don't know. I'm gonna get a lot of hate mail now. There's my handle, so just go ahead and send it.
Hey, really quick though, has anybody ever seen Pennyworth? Story of Alfred.
I know it's on my list because it's Batman related. I never see it. I want to see it.
I gotta tell you, it got me. It's very, very good. Alfred is the man.
Where does one find this programming?
I can't tell you how I watched it.
Okay, that's not bad.
I believe so. That means it was on BET, Chad.
Actually, it was on TBN. Here we go.
It was on what?
TBN. You probably don't know what that is. You don't know what that is. It's all right.
Is that like illegal download?
Say what?
Illegal download?
Christian network?
That's the Christian network, Anthony.
Yeah.
That was, No, yeah, it's actually on, I forget, it's either Stars or one of those things. I don't know what it's on.
Does TVN stand for the Virgin Network?
Nope.
No, TBN.
TBN. Oh, okay. I just didn't understand you.
It's probably, is it the Black Network?
That's actually a good one.
That's the Bible Net? What?
The Bible Network.
The Bible Network. That actually might be what it is.
I'm sorry. It's on Epics.
Oh, I can't see it.
Oh, and that's why I haven't seen it.
Frank likes it. Said it's underrated.
Right.
Really, really good. Really good actors.
All right.
Want to see it?
Okay.
Love sideline stories.
Frank says it's the bottom network. TBN?
No.
The bottom network.
That's Trinity Broadcasting.
Hey, before you go to another movie, I got to throw out a fashion tip.
Okay, go ahead.
Since we haven't had fashion themes we talk about.
Yeah, go ahead, Sweaty Pants.
Online. Keep an eye out, folks, if you're still shopping during this downturn like I am, more than ever, and I don't need anything. J. Crew, unfortunately, just started their bankruptcy proceedings. There could be some big sales coming at some of these companies who aren't doing well. So if you like them, watch them online. They've already had some 50, 60%ers. And, not much to love, not to love about J. Crew. So watch
out. If you need to buy a car, buy a Hertz.
That's what I was about to say.
Buy a Hertz as of today.
They're selling that Camaro LT1, LTZ. It's gorgeous.
I would never buy a Camaro ever.
Is Hertz going out of business?
Bankruptcy filing today.
No, I missed it.
Now, they could all come back. That doesn't mean they're going away, but they're filing.
Yeah, but they did pay their CEO $16 million. So
dumb.
Well, I didn't know there was more than one. I didn't know there was more than one news story today.
Well done.
Give me a little bit of that tea.
So I do want to talk about something really quick before we do what we're going to do Friday night, and that'll be the way we wrap up our show. But Be the Change moment of the day is a little different than usual. We'll probably talk more about it on Truth Will Set You Free Tuesday. But I do want to talk a little bit about the whole concept of this network and the concept of Be the Change and what's going on, obviously, in the world today. So obviously, a lot of people know that typically I do an ambassador of the day for Be the Change, but there's obviously really big news today regarding George Floyd in Minneapolis and what's going on with the police out there. And the one thing that I see positive out of this is that it's overwhelming agreement online of the difference between wrong and right, and everybody that has seen any bit of this footage and seen it to the point beginning to end knows that this is wrong. And it's showing that conservatives and liberals and Republicans and Democrats all truly can agree on something when something is done incorrectly, and people taking self-responsibility for their actions. And we do hope that they're followed out to the full justice system, full court of law, full court of everything, full responsibility in the circumstance, and that people are going to hopefully stand up and stand up for these people. So ultimately, the concept is the concept behind Be the Change was started actually in favor in 2016 when the police department was protecting people that were protesting against them. That's how Be the Change started. Was they were protesting against the people that were supporting them, and then they got sniped and killed, and it was a horrible thing. And I looked at it as a situation where when activism doesn't meet action. But this is a circumstance where awareness of what's going on in this instance is tremendous, and that does create action. And it is something that hopefully will get everyone together to find what's a positive outcome for this, which is change. So ultimately, I do, and I'm sure you guys would agree on this one, mourning the life of this gentleman that clearly did not deserve to die in the situation, and hopefully all the truth will come out. And ultimately, if in his death he becomes an ambassador of change, we can find the positive in it and start coming back together as people. So that would be my Be the Change moment of the day. And if anybody else has anything to say about it, please feel free.
I'd love to say something about it. I need to know, because I feel like a lot of people that's receiving that wonderfully well thought out message that you just delivered, a lot of people receiving it aren't necessarily the ones who need it. I need to know how to get it into the ears and the minds of the people that are so stuck in believing the way that they believe. And I'm sure it's the way that they were raised, which is a problem. That's the first problem. To not have an open mind, to not see everyone as equals, to look at somebody else from a different background and go, that person's different. Well, let's talk about the similarities, not the differences, because at the end of the day, we're all the same. So that's what it's, because of so many messages I see, they're exactly what we need to get out there, but it definitely feels like they're not getting in front of the people who need the most. So I need to know how to do that.
Yeah. I mean, I posted something earlier and it's still on Facebook, but I posted something asking why people were posting about this, and I didn't specify race or gender or whatever. I just said why. It was a question of, why are you posting this, right? Why are you posting about it? It's great to tell people about it. But the reaction I was getting, and it was kind of split, right? Because my friends who weren't Black were upset and said, well, Curtis, and I actually got about 15 responses. Curtis, I feel like it's wrong to attack people for posting about this and this and this. I said, I didn't attack anybody. I said, why are you posting? I asked the question why. I said, I could care less why you actually posted it. The question is more for yourself. Why? Because a lot of Black people will go, and myself, because I'm Black, apparently. At the same time, we look. I know you got to look really hard.
Oh my God!
I'm also a man.
Guys,
I'm also a man.
If
you didn't know, I'm also a man. I'm also
okay.
a man.
Just over here. He's Black.
But actually, yeah, good point there. But the crazy thing is, I was asking that a lot of other Black people go, well, this is not anything new. It's actually gotten much better than it used to be back when my parents were younger, and then when my grandparents were younger, right? And this is something that I'm not saying is getting better, so we shouldn't worry about it. But the thing when people are telling me, oh, well, Curtis, this is how people get excited and go. I said, guys, this happened last year. This happened the year before last. This happened the year before that. I said, so my biggest point is not to attack, but why are you posting this? Is it for you to feel good that you're doing something? And that's great, because again, that message again, Chad, has to go out, right? If more and more people see it, they're gonna be like, oh man, this is crazy. But at the same time, I told her, I said, as a man, I can only equate this to how women, are treated, because, again, there's inequalities apparently with men and women. Joking, I 100% know that. But I said, as a man, I said, for me, as a person that I would say I pride myself on treating women as equals, I said, I had to go look for that education, because it's not like women being mistreated is anything new either. It's been the beginning. I said, so if you don't go educate yourself on something that isn't history, right? History doesn't tell us everything, unfortunately. History tries to, whoever's winning writes history. I said, but the internet is there, right? Go get your own truth. And Anthony and I have gone back and forth, not on this, but on other things, of finding your own truth before you just start speaking out. And I said, again, I am great that people are waking up. I hate the word woke. I don't like that at all. But I'm glad that people are waking up. But at the same time, you have to ask yourself, why did it take this for you to wake up? Because the only way this will change, and again, I can equate this as a man with women, is myself realizing that, okay, I'm not the problem, right? Me as Curtis Harkness as a male, I am not going out there raping women, doing all these crazy things to women. I try my best to hire women based on merit, based on how good they are at what they do, not because how they look or whatever else, skin color. I said, we make sure we pay people evenly or whatever else in my business or any other companies I work with. I don't resent women that beat me out for a position because they're women. No, they beat me out because they beat me out. But at the same time, I go, I am a part of this group, which is men, that created the only problem that women really have. I say not only problem, but like to have, because they're only scared of men attacking them. They're only scared of men not paying them enough money. And I'm sitting there like, okay, I'm not the problem, but I know I'm part of the problem because I'm a man, which I don't feel bad for because I don't feel guilty that I'm a man. I can't choose that. But at the same time, I am empowered to say, okay, how do I change myself? Because I know men listen to other men more than they listen to women.
Yeah.
So if another man manages to say, hey, I'm a man, you should be treating women correctly, and enough men stand up and do that, other men, because we're alphas, if enough alphas do that, enough people with real passion, and it's not just posting on Instagram, but like real change, do that, then that's how you affect some change on the male side. So that goes into other races because, again, white and black is not the only racial injustice, right? We've been traveling before, we've been all over the world, and I've seen that this happens in a lot of other places. But I can only go with what we know at home. And the biggest thing I tell my friends who aren't black is, hey, like, again, don't feel guilty like, oh, it's your fault that black people are like this. No, not your fault, but the system we live in is definitely skewed better in the favor of, Caucasians. But at the same time, the system, like you said, Chad, is going to help people grow up in a certain way or in a certain thinking. You can't change it, but we can change how we think. We can change how we act, and we can change how our friends interact with us and how we go out and call them out, not in a negative way, but in love. So they go, man, Anthony is really speaking truth to me right there. Anthony, and I've seen it happen with other guys with women issues that we're dealing with. And that's, I think, is the only way, again, this is my opinion, that we can have effective change, because that's happening at the heart, at the realization level, not just I'm posting on Instagram, Facebook, I'm so mad, we need to protest. I love protesting, but at the same time, the protests happen all the time. And what do they do when they go home? Netflix, Instagram, Twitter. Distractions are going to come back. COVID's going to be gone at some point or pushed to the back burner the next thing. So we need to know what these people are going to do after they post, right? And if you're a policeman, I support the police 100%. I have a lot of friends that are policemen and do a great job. But have I been pulled over by police wrongly? Yeah. Have I been pulled out of the car and handcuffed wrongly? Yeah. I've never done anything wrong like that before that warranted a police. I mean, of course, we've done things wrong, and I got spankings at home, but not to get arrested. Or I've never taken drugs. I've never been drunk in my life. I've never done a lot of things that would warrant me getting arrested or pulled out.
It sounds like you're kind of boring. I'll be honest with you.
Actually, ask Anthony. We had a lot of fun.
I'm kidding.
I'm just that.
It was always my designated driver. It was great.
Exactly, right? I want to mitigate as much interaction with the police in a negative way. But that's the thing, is we just have to make sure that the police are supported, but at the same time, they're actually doing the same thing of teaching themselves. Because watching Chicago PD, which is great show, they do a great job of attacking that.
Real.
See that, and you go, wow, this is real. And so that's where I stand on that. And I really think for us to make real change, we have to look at ourselves before we go attacking anybody else, because what are we doing that's going to change that?
Which will actually solve the problem with the police as well. As there's been too much. The reason why they're getting a bad rap is not because of the 1% or whatever percent you want to say is horrible. They're getting a bad rap because when the 1% or however many does something shitty, they're protected by the good. Yeah. So it's the same. And that concept doesn't just go for police. It goes for white people. It goes for black people. It goes for anybody that, just because they're part of a small circle, they say, no, there's nothing he can do wrong. I'm going to protect him. That's where it's got to end. And there's the same as in inner city communities where people don't tell on their, they don't tell on their neighbors for doing something wrong. And I'm not saying ratting them out, but if somebody kills somebody, you tell people. Like, you actually, there's the code that police live by and the code that the streets are. It's the chicken and the egg. They all need to heal at the same time.
You are seeing, again, it's not enough change, but in the last 5 to 10 years, you're seeing religions, you're seeing police departments, at least in some cities, stop the blind to support and backing and cover up. You're starting to see them say, okay, we do have a problem. Most of the people here are here for the right reasons. So we are going to help single them out as opposed to reassign them and hope it go away. They're knowing that's the wrong answer now. And if I had anything to say, this thing that's going around this week, I've been proud to see that most people are considering it a one person treating somebody wrong. I haven't heard a lot of police bashing or it only happened because he was a black man, which could be the case, but I've heard a lot of one person did something wrong to somebody else and it's wrong. And I like the singularity of how we're handling this right now.
I agree at a point, but there is a lot of and this one to me does beg the case of it is a black man that got.
It absolutely is, but the comments and things I've read have been more. We have different. It's always happening. It's always why it's been dealing with this issue, which I think is how we're going to get past it and unhurt from it.
How I started a conversation, why I got involved from the get-go, is the first post that I saw was the only way to deal with this, and it was a photo of a man shooting into a cop car. So I got involved in the conversation that way, and then we went deeper into it. The conversations turned positive from that point, and even that was deleted by the original poster. But on Tuesday, and I know we talked way longer about this than I necessarily we wanted to on a lighthearted show, but Tuesday I don't know if you've ever met Bennett Kafka, Curtis. He is a radio host out of Seattle. He used to be a brand ambassador. Anyways, we are going to, part of Truth Will Set You Free Tuesday, we have a whole segment on this, and some of the dangers behind the way it is broken up on race. It is broken up on profession and whatever it might be, and how sometimes there is some negatives. Just if I were to say 8 things that are agreeable and 2 things that's disagreed, there is that point of conversation that is sometimes missed. So Curtis, as you know, you're always welcome to join me on Truth Will Set You Free Tuesday. Bennett's a really good, he's got his own radio show, and he always likes the way I try to explain things in a very rational manner, even if we don't have the similar beliefs. So love to join you on that one. Anyways, I do want to wrap it up on that. I want to wrap that part up on that. Again, it was for a network, for what I strive to do with Be the Change, and when I know you guys have joined me with, I appreciate it. We went a little harder on it than necessarily being a fun show, but at the same time, it was important because I think this is a pivotal point where we could finally have some self-responsibility on the side of the police officers that can actually change the future of the way we view each other, white, black, humans, people, all of it. So this is a much bigger moment than, in my opinion, a lot of the other major media stories like this in a long time.
Raise your kids to not be assholes.
Yeah, I would say watch Dave Chappelle. I forget the one he talked about with Emmett Till. Dave Chappelle's the master with words. That's hands down. He literally has a way of, again, comedy into reality. And that was something, you might not always agree with what he says. Of course, he's a comedian, but he goes deep sometimes on some of these things. And it's actually really, really good to see DC do his thing. And again,
Chad,
lives in Dayton.
I don't know if you saw this. If you said don't raise your kid to be assholes, but just make sure you raise them to know who Kobe Bryant is, Chad.
Go for it.
Kobe. Kobe.
That's how
I
you do it
didn't
right
see
there.
that coming.
Yeah,
I've been overwhelmed by cuteness. Holy crap, that's amazing. Just straight up Kobe.
Can't believe that.
Championship.
All right, we're going to do one more trivia question right after we talk about what we're going to do on Friday night. First, we're going to say, what do we watch it? What's the category on Friday? Frank's going to be joining us. Curtis, you're always more than happy to have you make a little guest spot. I love that you joined us all day today. Love it. Kenny, what do you want to do on Friday?
Oh, okay. God, I can't. We got to save horror for Matthew. What have we not tackled? And let's make sure our category is small enough. What have we not done? Chad, what's your first thought?
Martial arts.
Could be.
I'm okay with martial arts.
It's not too big. We could get that. That could be one cat. That could be one episode.
Into the Dragon.
I mean, dude, right there, Bruce Lee. What? You know
Romeo must die.
So we're going to
Jet
include
Li.
that. So anything remotely in there, we're going to allow, right?
That includes like, all right. So that includes like Karate Kid.
What?
Karate Kid is included in that.
No.
Yeah, you got to put that one in there, but no, like you can't put like Lethal Weapon in there just because they have like one karate scene. You know what I'm saying? It's got to be a martial arts movie. It's got to be Jean-Claude Van Damme. It's got to be Steven Seagal. It's got to be Jet Li, Bruce Lee, Jackie Chan. I mean, you know what I mean?
Don't forget Chuck Norris.
Chuck.
My top 8 are going to be all 8 Seagal films filmed in Chicago because I'm going all Chicago. So I'm done.
Yeah, sure. You can do that if you want to, but that guy's a piece of shit. Just so we're everyone's clear, you can vote for one of his movies, but in life, he's a piece of shit.
All right, no, we can't go there. We can't take all entertainers out who are not good people. We'd be
no, I understand. No, that's what I'm saying. Like, yeah,
I've never seen Crouching Tiger, Hidden Penis. I mean, Crouching Tiger, Hidden whatever it's called.
Frank has. Right. Frank's seen that one, Crouching Tiger, Hidden Penis. I'm pretty sure he does that one every Thursday.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. All right, Curtis, you're gonna see us later. Thank you very much. Peace
all right,
out.
fellas.
Bye, Karen.
And get some food. I'm gonna put my mask on.
Yes, sir. Do it.
Get out of here.
Yourself. Yes. There it is.
Attaboy. Go paint a house.
All right.
Is it bedazzled?
It is bedazzled.
Oh, man.
He's a big dumb animal, ladies and gentlemen. All right. So are we doing karate martial arts movies?
I don't think Matt's going to miss that.
And if he doesn't miss, you guys, I think it's a fun one to do on a Friday night. If we're doing it in the evening, I don't know what time did you. Number one, let's talk about the timing too. I don't know.
It's your call. What's good? What's good? No, I put Kelly to sleep again. Cool.
Time to go night.
Let's stick with 6. We'll do a happy hour show. That's 3 for you though. We could do. Do you want to bump it 1 hour? We could do maybe 7. It's up to you guys. What do you want?
If you do like a 7 Eastern, then that's kind of hitting the perfect across the board happy hour window. Like then it's 4 o'clock on the West Coast. It's 7 o'clock on the East Coast.
I think he's suggesting gay movies. All right, so let's do 7 o'clock. We are going to do. Frank wants 6. Damn. Oh yeah, Frank's also hosting. So Frank, what time zone is he on?
East.
Frank's East Coast. He's Atlanta.
Frank, can you nod your head if you could do 7? If not, since you're going to be our special host coming in the back door. What?
You said nod your head.
Well, he knows what I meant. Frank, if you do 7, we'll move it to 6. We'll make that decision just because I would love to have Frank on as the honorary Matt. He'll be wearing Matt's clothing. Like
if Frankie wants, Frank says he can do 7. He suggested 6.
He can do it.
7 it is.
So,
all right. 7
Eastern
time, 4 o'clock Pacific. Let's do our final trivia question of the day. I know we made you really work for this one today. We only did 3. Apparently my stimulus check is running out.
I have one if you don't.
Yeah, go for it, Chad. It's all you.
All right. Here we go. This is for you, Russo, since we're talking about a Texas fella here. Matthew McConaughey, his line, all right, became famous in what movie?
Oh,
what movie?
All right.
I think I know. I wonder if I'm right.
God,
let's hope that you are.
Whoa.
Did you just react to Frank working his tool? Is that why you got excited?
Yeah.
First person to put their answer in the box, $5 Venmo from hashtag BetheChange.
Jessica Hartzell, once again.
No, Jessica, that's the correct one of the day.
Oh, I thought she got one earlier.
Nope, her sister did.
I'm sorry. My mistake. All right. I thought it was Jessica.
Is that Matthew's first major release?
I think it might have been. Is that his
first film?
He was a baby in that one.
I think it is. I just never looked it up. I think it is.
Ben freaking Affleck was in that too.
He was.
Affleck was in that.
We also got from that. Yeah. What great gal did we get? What great character, leading lady gal did we get from that movie with the cool voice?
Oh, boogers.
Love her. She didn't become a huge star, but she had a nice career.
Tell us.
Can't think of her last name. Joey. Joey what's-her-who's-its.
Oh, Joey Lauren
She
Adams?
had that great
The blonde. Joey Lauren Adams.
yeah. Face with that squeaky voice.
Yep,
Great voice.
Okay. Yeah. She's been around for a minute. Frank
did
says
you ever see
lubed
this
and
one?
no fuse. Yes.
Never saw that one.
Nope.
I can't wait to have Frank on Friday. He's got.
Yeah,
We used him to come in and out last time, pun intended. But now he's going to be up the whole time. I never know what's going to come out of his mouth.
oh my gosh. I think it's great because I don't know if this is going to be one of his number one categories. So he could just offer a lot of fantastic commentary.
Right.
True. I love that Ken was about to finish it and I totally blew it for him. He was going to do it. He was like, no.
I hung it out there. That's all right.
Yeah. Left you hanging. Anyways, all right, ladies and gents. So we'll see you at 7 o'clock Eastern time. 7 o'clock Eastern time on Friday. Karate. What are you doing? Martial arts movies.
Arts.
Yeah, martial arts movies. Because karate is. There's way too many kung fu movies, so it's all encompassing martial arts.
All right.
There's a
So
lot
with
of
that said,
you'd have to rule out like Bruce Lee and Jet Li and Jackie Chan, which you can't do that because they don't practice karate.
So here we go. That's what we're talking about. Frank will be on. Oh my God. I didn't even mean to hit that one.
My mouth is a cornucopia of verbal asparagus.
There it is.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
And here I would have thought it would have been more salad that it was being tossed.
Different.
No.
That's not what cornucopia is. That's a Cole Porter party in the backyard. Completely different. Watch Hollywood, by the way. Speaking of Cole Porter naked parties.
The last thing, we totally forgot to talk about it. We'll talk about it again Friday because our mascots.
You did it. You did it.
Yeah, we'll talk more about it, but apparently they didn't make it, unfortunately.
I was going to say, it's a short story. They're dead.
You're an asshole. And with that said, ladies and gentlemen, it's been Biscuits and Gravy.
Hercules.
So
my goodness.
So good when it hits your mouth.
Is it?
There's a two-headed goat that just made it on Facebook recently, too. And they have to bottle feed both heads.
No shit.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but I find that stuff to be very off-putting. Very. It freaks me out.
Yeah.
Like that cat's going to haunt my dreams.
Oh, well, you know what? I'm happy that it has passed, so it won't haunt my dreams, because it shouldn't be.
Did you hear the oldest a two-headed cat has ever lived was 16 years old?
That's got to be a horrendous life. Why did they let it live?
Yeah, because it feels like, it's a life torn. You're always going in opposite directions.
How do you sleep? It just has got to be miserable.
Well, if it lived that long, it can't be that miserable.
I know people that live longer than that and they're miserable.
Can it be awake for 24 hours? One of them takes 12 hours and the other one takes 12? How
does your heart go to a resting heart rate if one of you is up and chasing rats around?
I guess that's true.
Do you think that the cats that are like that live to be adults are hypocrites?
What?
Because they're two-faced? No?
Go away. Yeah, no, that's it. We're done.
Okay, I'll end it there.
We'll end it on a hypocrite.